Yeah.
Yeah. These last couple of weeks have just been trying, but I think it's honestly, it's the devil trying to distract me or distract us, and keep us from filming, keep us from reading the word, doing what we're supposed to do.
Sharing the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, and welcome back to our podcast. I think we should just reintroduce ourselves because it's been a while. I'm Katie, and this is Josh and Peyton.
Hi.
They're being quiet.
I didn't want to interrupt him.
I was going to let Peyton go first, but yeah.
It's been a while. We've been gone, and it's not on purpose or anything. It just things happen, life happens. So I think we're just going to refresh things and just chat tonight.
Yeah. 2024 has started off crazy, but honestly, I knew it was going to. But it's been one thing after another, but super blessed to still have a roof over my head, have you guys as friends. But yeah, life's been throwing us kind of all curveballs lately.
It has been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've been trying to stay connected.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like one less member right now.
I know.
Yeah.
West is another member to our group, but he has been, his family's been sick. So hopefully he can join us on the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely wrap us all in prayer. If you guys have anything you need prayer for, definitely let us know in the comments. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the enemy definitely is working overtime. I mean, throwing things our way that have just, distracted us or consumed our time to where we haven't been able to meet. But I mean, we just have to definitely keep pressing on.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely our podcast needs prayers, just because the enemy doesn't want us to film. So we could definitely use some prayers. So what's been going on, guys? Update me.
Well, I guess, okay, so I don't know where we left off at. That's the thing. I don't know where we left. But
right.
Well, I know that me, Katie, and Peyton and Wes was trying to go live on TikTok at least a couple times a week, and we had started, but then things happened. But no, I don't remember the last thing I talked about, but 3 weeks ago, tomorrow, my grandma decided, well, she didn't decide, but
she didn't decide.
She got up out of her recliner and went to her kitchen and came back to her recliner and didn't make it back to the recliner. She got to the recliner to go sit down and she passed out and hit the floor. And we don't know what caused that. Maybe her blood pressure, blood sugar dropped or something. Mm-hmm. But all we know is because as soon as she hit the floor, she woke back up. And she knew that she had she thought she broke her hip. She was like, hey, she told my grandpa, she was like, hey, I broke my hip. I cannot move. Because a couple years ago, she broke her other hip. Mm-hmm. So she kind of knew what it felt like. She just knew she couldn't move her leg and she couldn't get herself out of the floor. So my grandpa called 99. Why did I say 99? My grandpa called 911 and
we had 99 problems.
And then and then they called us, of course, and where my grandparents live at, where we live at, basically in this state, ambulances cannot cross county lines unless they're taking you to the emergency room. So there's literally an ambulance station 10 minutes away from her, but because it's not in the county she lives in, the county that she lives in had to come pick her up. So it was like a 40-minute drive to get to her. Which they need to work on that
That
because they
sounds
should
broken.
allow,
Yeah.
That's broken.
yeah, they should
Definitely.
fix that.
That's definitely blue
But-
state problems.
Yeah, but
Out.
anyway, so they got her to the hospital, and of course they like took forever to get her a room.
Mhm.
She finally got a room, and but they waited like 24 hours to do her surgery. I guess because surgeons weren't available. I don't know. And but her leg was like, we could put up a picture of it or something, but I would just describe it. So her femur it wasn't actually her hip bone; it was her femur, which is the biggest bone in your leg.
Mhm.
Probably like 3 inches below her hip bone, hip socket. Her femur snapped in half and shifted up to her pelvis.
Ow.
So her leg was actually like 6 inches shorter than her other leg.
Mhm.
And so they did the surgery, and of course, I was taking care of my grandpa while our mom was staying at the hospital with her mom, my grandma. So I was taking care of my grandpa because it's sad to say, but he has like early stages of dementia, so he cannot be left alone.
Yeah.
And he cannot drive by himself, so I stayed with him. And so they did the surgery, and last time she had hip surgery, even though this wasn't hip surgery, but last time she had hip surgery, she got to come home the next day. Well, this time they did the surgery. The next day, I thought she wasn't going to come home, but then she didn't because they got her up out of bed, and her heart rate went skyrocket.
Mm.
So like, nope, you're not going home. But then that night, they tried getting her out of bed again. They want her to try her best to get herself out of bed. And she got herself out, I would say 99% out of bed. And she walked 6 feet away from her bed with a walker, but she could only use her tiptoes on that leg. They didn't want her to put full pressure, so only tiptoes on that leg. She walked 6 feet back. Her heart rate didn't rise up. But like, we want to keep you overnight again just to monitor the heart rate. But they told us, the orthopedic surgeon and the physical therapist told us that most people who have this bad of a break in the main part of the bone is not up walking around 24 hours later, and she was. Well, my grandma's like, well, I'm really determined. And we're like, yeah, well, obviously my grandma's determined, but you don't know our God. Like, our God is a part of this also. But they kept her again, and the next day her blood levels dropped.
Mhm.
And I'm like, it's probably because of surgery and her body was like trying to adjust all that. But they wanted to give her blood. But then on the hour of every hour, they were also taking her blood. I'm like, well, you're not helping with that either. But so they give her blood and made her stay. She was in the hospital for at least 4 nights.
Mm.
And my mom stayed with her the whole time, and I stayed with my grandpa. And then, but so that was an adventure. But then she got to come home, and I stayed with her more, and I made her do her every hour. Well, I didn't make her, but every hour and a half, she wanted to get up and she wanted to walk around, because the longer she sat, the more she hurt.
Yeah.
And she knew that from the first surgery, the more she moves around, the better it feels.
Yes.
So she did that every hour on the hour. And I just stayed with them and helped take care of them and cook supper for them and cook breakfast for them and just hung out with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the days I wasn't there, other family members took the place of me. But today I took her to the orthopedic, which is 3-week mark tomorrow. Orthopedic took her bandage off because they left a bandage on her like this entire time. Took the bandage off, took the staples out, and told her it looked like it was healing really good. Keep doing what she's doing, but now she can work on putting pressure on her foot. But she's still going to walk with the walker until she feels comfortable enough to not use it. And then she's going to work on putting pressure on her foot. And then going on from there. So she goes back in 6 weeks. So praise God that He's healing her and taking care of her, and that she's determined to get better. And yeah, so that's where I've been for the past 3 weeks.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to, be there for your grandpa. I definitely know how that is. My grandma had dementia, and so my grandpa basically took care of her until we had to make the decision to put her in a home because it was just becoming like way too much on him, and it honestly would have ended up killing him to continue taking care of her.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel for you in regards to that. So, but yeah, I'm glad you were
yeah,
there to help.
But I know it's sad, and like because he asks you they're literally the same question over and over and over within like a 10-minute span. You'll hear the same question like at least 5 times. But there was one night, and sorry I'm taking so long. I started talking again. But there was one night we were sitting there. I was sitting there with him, and my grandma wears wigs. She's got hair, but she just wears wigs because it's easier for her to just wear wigs.
Hey, like me.
And so I was sitting in her recliner one night. He's in his recliner beside me, and my grandma has like this shelf with books and stuff on it beside her recliner, and she had one of her wigs there. Well, my grandma's in the hospital at this point. When my grandpa raises up and he's like, and I'm like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "What's your grandma doing in the corner?" And I said, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, what's she doing in the corner?" I said, "Grandpa, that's her wig." He goes, "Oh yeah, it's her wig." I said, "Yeah." So me and him had a laugh moment.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I like it. I love
And then
wigs.
of course when my grandma comes home, she has to sleep in her recliner because getting in a bed flat for the first couple of weeks is impossible.
Oh, that's horrible.
So me and her would stay up a little bit late watching like Law and Order, CIS, and all that stuff. And my grandpa was like, "It's time for you to go to bed." And she's like, "No." She's like, "I'm staying up. We're watching this." So me and her would stay up to like midnight, which is way past her normal bedtime. But she was like, "I don't never get to stay up late, and you're here, so let's stay up late and watch criminal shows." So yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. Well, I'm glad you got some bonding time. That's awesome.
That's That's good.
So what y'all been doing?
Man, working. My family was struck with the sickness. Was it last week? I mean, it's all running together. A couple weeks ago, it was Valentine's Day, actually. Yeah, the 13th, because my oldest had his Valentine's Day party at preschool, and I got to go with him. And then that night is when he got sick. And I thought it was just like because he got a bunch of candy and junk from the preschool party, and so he had a fair share of junk food. And so I thought he just had a tummy ache from that. But when he got sick, it was actually his breakfast from that morning. So that had been sitting in his stomach all day. So he got sick a couple times that night, and then Valentine's Day, he was fine all day. And then like 3:30 that afternoon, he got sick again. But then he was perfectly fine. So I thought we had been exposed to like the flu and the stomach bug that's been going around like that previous weekend by like 2 different people. So I'm like, it could be one of two things. But he was the only one that got sick. So the rest of us dodged it. I've been struggling with some nausea. But I started a new medicine. And so I feel like it's a side effect to that. So, but it's been getting better. So it's just been one thing after another. And then last week, I think it was, then Asher got, he's been having like a runny nose and stuff, but he has, allergies. And so this time of year is really hard for him because our weather is so inconsistent. Like today was 77, and in 2 days it's supposed to be 32 and snowing. So it's just constantly back and forth with hot and cold. So his little body is like, what's it doing?
I know what you need, Peyton. Have you heard of those honey sticks for kids?
Not for kids, but I've seen honey sticks.
Yeah, they're not, you can.
No, they're just regular honey sticks.
Just honey sticks. I think your kids would like those.
Yeah. Yeah, I see them all the time, like at our farmers market. So when those start back up again, I'll have to grab some. But
grab some.
Jamie eats honey like it's going out of style. So
good. That's good. But yeah, the honey stick, that's how I grew to love honey.
Yeah,
As
that's a
a
good
kid.
idea. Yeah, actually, I think our local coffee shop actually has some. I'll have to check.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it like when I've gone in there. They have like a little stand or something
Yeah.
from like a local area. But
It's fun. Like the kids are like, ooh, this is cool.
and it's sweet.
And
Tastes
it's
like candy.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's just been just a lot. Our Jamie's has been picking up. He's been kind of getting more into reading the word. He's been doing like I got him, honestly, I feel like I got it for him a couple of years ago, but like a daily devotional for dads. So he's been doing that. But he's definitely been getting hit with some spiritual warfare. But I'm like, that's because you're doing what you're supposed to, and
Yeah.
the devil doesn't like it. But yeah, he messaged me today that he was just having a bad day, and that just to pray for him, that he's been having some spiritual warfare. And I'm like, I know, I'm like, that's what it is. Like it's the devil's attacking you because you've picked up the word again. You're trying to get closer to God. Like that's literally what happens. Like I still have those days. Like I'm sure in this last like 3 weeks that we've, or 2-3 weeks that we've, haven't been filming, I've definitely had days where I'm just like, I'm so done with life. Like it's just, you have those days. But
No, yeah, I agree with that because like 3 weeks ago when this all happened, like it happened out of nowhere, but then it's like anxiety just like filled me.
Yeah, these last couple of weeks have just been trying. But I think it's honestly, it's the devil trying to distract me or distract us, and keep us from filming, keep us from reading the word, doing what we're supposed to do.
Sharing the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like
Yep.
it. He doesn't like that we talk about Jesus on here.
Yeah. But I mean, I've also been leaning into God's grace lately. Like, so grateful for His grace and His mercy that, like, I mean, that we're okay to have bad days. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
He's still there with open arms, wanting us to run to Him. I was actually watching. I ran across a live today of this. She posts on TikTok, but she does a lot of like educational stuff with like sheep and like farm life. But I had passed it, and she was in like the sheep like barn, but somebody had sent her like a gift, and when she opened it, it was that canvas, that picture like that Katie has of the sheep, and then in the background is Jesus. And so she opened it and she's looking at it, and she was like, oh, look how cute he is. And then she's like, oh, then she realized what it was, and she just started sobbing. And then she started talking about like, this is such a great reminder that like he leaves the 99 for the one. Like, and look at that sheep. He's covered in mud. He's stuck in a puddle. Like his ears are down. Like he's so like lost, but like he's always running after you. Like it doesn't matter if you have a bad day or you think you're too far gone. Like he's literally always running after you. And I'm like, felt like I really needed to see that today.
No, it's very true.
So, but yeah, I've definitely just even us, like, even though we want to film every single week, we have to understand that, life happens and things happen, but he's not gonna, his grace, and he knows that we want to get our message out and we want to get the gospel out. And so if we have a missed week or weeks, as long as we keep trying and we keep posting when we can, that's what he wants.
Yep. Very much so.
And that's what we just have to remind ourselves of that. We don't want to we also don't want the devil to get in our mind of like, oh, you didn't post this week, like you're failing, you're letting people down.
Yeah. And
Because
I feel like he
our
does
video,
that a lot.
yeah, his I mean, our old videos are up that people can reference or rewatch. But yeah, I feel like he's a liar.
Mhm.
He is.
The devil is a liar.
Yeah. Like, and even like God's okay with our downfalls because
Mhm.
he's always there. I think it's okay to have a bad day, and we do all the time. We're not perfect. So,
Mhm.
like you said, he's always there and telling Satan to get lost when he tells us,
Yeah.
that you didn't post on TikTok today to remind people that Jesus loves them. It's just sometimes we just have bad days. And it's
Yep.
okay.
Yep. And I think as long as we admit that, that's all he wants. He wants us to just, admit that we're not perfect. And
Oh no, you have to be honest. You can't lie to the Holy Spirit,
Mhm.
um, because he knows. You can't lie to God.
Mhm.
He knows all.
He knows your heart.
Yes, he does. And there's even like sometimes where you pray in silent, like you don't even speak. Like he already knows what you're thinking. And
You just start crying, and that's a
I
prayer.
know I do that all the time. I'm just saying. Like I'm probably just gonna weep in Jesus's arms when he returns. So I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna say anything. Like finally.
He doesn't need you to say anything. He already
No.
knows.
They're like, finally you're here. I'm tired
He'd
of
be
this.
like, why are you built like a crier?
You know what? Josh, Jesus is gonna
Uh,
look at you and say, why did you make fun of Katie for crying?
why are you
I'll
built
blame,
like a bully?
Why are
I
you
believe
built like
because
a bully?
last time
That's the shirt I'm making for Josh.
Why are you built like a bully?
I'm
Yeah,
built like a bully.
Gabe would
no, can we please we're gonna give that to Gabe.
yeah. That's a good
Oh,
one for him too. He's always coming into the lives.
oh
So
my
and so
gosh.
bullied me. Like what?
He was like he told me at church last Wednesday, he was like, I need you to give me Katie and Peyton's Snapchat. I said, how about you ask them yourself? Because I'm just not giving someone Snapchat away.
All he would do is message us that you bullied him.
Oh, he would be
Well,
sending us videos. I guarantee you.
Well, I'm not giving it to him. So if he asks y'all, that's up
We
to
should
y'all.
start a Gabriel chat, so he can just tell us when Josh is out of line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We can keep tabs.
Yeah.
When I'm out of line.
Yeah.
You're
When
always
you're
out of line.
When you're bullying him. He's gonna send us videos of you bullying him. So then we have evidence.
You will never catch me doing that. Actually, I'm trying to when I put up my phone Wednesday to film him, and I was like, "Y'all, look who I found the bully," because I was sitting beside him behind the sound booth in the youth room, and he was about to hit me, and I pulled my phone out, and he's like,
I'm telling you. And then you send a picture of him that looks like a girl, and you're like, "This is Gabe," and I'm like, "I know."
He finally
Yeah.
followed me on. He finally followed me.
He follows me, I think.
No, he's just like the best way to describe Gabe. Like he's cool, but he's looking for friends that will be friends because
Yeah.
his sister, Gabe, if you're watching this, sorry I'm saying this, but his sister, she's really mean to him. And what I mean by this, like she tells him that she wishes that he would die. And I think we think that his sister is battling demons.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because she's never been like this, and some of the things she does, and some of the things that she says, and how she acts sometimes
Definitely
is very like she's either like she's possessed or
Oppressed.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah. Well, if she's a true Christian, then she can't be possessed, but she can be oppressed by the demon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is she a true Christian?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. She could be either one.
That's too bad.
Because sometimes, like, it's been a couple months ago, like, we've had people pray for her at church, And she used to be the hugging type. Like she would like she would let girls like come up to hug her, like actually like friend wise hug her. And now it's like, don't touch me, don't hug me, don't pray for me. And she was sitting like kind of beside me a couple of months ago on Wednesday night service, and our youth pastor was preaching about the demon man that was possessed by the demon. And when he was talking about that, like she was sitting over here beside me, and her hands were like doing like all this stuff, and I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
that's that girl?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that was his sister. I remember
yeah.
you
So
talking about that.
yeah,
So she's still
that's
that way?
huh.
She's still that way?
I don't know if she's still like that way, but she's still struggling with something.
But she's still going to church?
Yeah, she's going to church, but I think it's because she's made.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I do know that when we did the night to shine prom from Tim Tebow, Zach, my friend Zach, asked her who was her not guest. I guess her guest, because
Sponsor
she
or
was,
something?
huh?
Like her sponsor or something? Like somebody
Well,
who
no,
she brought?
like when you sign up, you're given a position. So you're either given a position of like working with the food or working with one of the people who come to make their night as special as possible, or like to do hair, makeup, or the glow station, or the DJ station, karaoke station, limo ride station. So you're assigned to some station if you're not with a, if you're not designed, if you're not with a person to like watch them and make them have a good night.
Yeah.
So Zach asked her who her person was, because Zach actually works with people like this as a living. And so Zach asked her who her person was, and she said, and Zach's like, "Oh, I actually know her." And Zach was kind of telling her, he was like, "Yeah, she's kind of really quiet. She loves Barbie dolls." And Gabe's sister was like, gave Zach this evil look, this evil attitude, and was like, "Well, we're just not going to get along well, and she's not the perfect match for me." And I was like, "Whoa."
Somebody get the holy water.
So I looked at Zach. I was like, "Zach, something's going to happen. Either this is going to be, either she's going to do something like, either she's going to affect this girl, or this girl's going to affect her. It's either way." I didn't know which way. But watching that night, Gabe's sister was actually on the dance floor with this girl, dancing with this girl, and this girl was laughing and everything. So I think this girl actually helped her, and she doesn't know that. But she's still, I think she's still struggling with some things. But yeah. But like we've prayed for her. A lot of people at churches pray for her. Like it's even held her hands to pray for her. Like when I was telling the story. But it's like she's not ready to let go of whatever it is. And it started affecting another girl in our youth group. And we think maybe I don't know if she's oppressed or deep or possessed, but whatever she's dealing with jumped to this other girl, because this other girl did not want to be talked to, did not want to be around people, did not want to be hugged, did not want to be prayed for. She started cutting herself.
I hope nothing has happened to these girls, because what I'm thinking is, did somebody do something to them?
Well, that's
you know what I mean?
It's,
I mean like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Demons can transfer from that moment. You know what I'm saying? Can latch on to that person.
Yeah.
I don't know about. Well, I know that the girl that has started cutting herself. I know that's not happened. But I don't know about Gabe's sister, because she was kind of like talking to strangers online.
Yeah,
and I don't know if she ever met them.
Yeah, that can be.
And I don't know, Gabe, if you're watching this, I'm saying too much. Sorry, but like we just need to pray for her, because I do know that I don't want to say her parents don't care, but I think they're kind of like, we don't know what else to do at this point.
Yeah.
So they kind of just let her do her thing.
Well, yeah. If they let her do her thing unsupervised, it's not good either.
But yeah, but Gabe's a cool kid, and
Yeah, he's
That's
Yeah,
his way of
sounds like
picking and
he's just-
saying,
He's just looking for friends, looking
Yeah.
to fit in and find a group of people.
because he's always like, Gabe's like, always like, he's like, go live. I'm like, Gabe, we at church. He's like, I don't care, go live. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go live. You be behind the camera.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay, but anyway, Katie, your turn.
Oh, I get a turn?
Hang on, wait. Here, I'll leave.
No, I've just been booking my vacations and getting that all taken care of and trying to enjoy my new life that I recently have. So nothing too major has happened to me. So
You're going on vacation in June and November?
yes.
Fun, fun.
So it'll be fun. Definitely won't have service in November. So
I don't think so, ma'am.
I won't be able to podcast, but maybe I'll
Means
get
we got to pre-film.
yeah, like 3 or 4. No, yeah, we'll have to pre-film for sure.
How long is your cruise?
7 days.
Wow.
I plan on staying in New Orleans like 2 days.
Fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited. Get to go swim with dolphins. I get to go see God's creation that I've never seen before. So I'm excited.
Yeah, didn't you say you've never left the country?
Um, Besides Canada.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you've never left the US.
Mhm.
Like, well, I guess Canada's not
Like
the US, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I've never gone to Mexico or anything. So yeah.
That's fun.
Going to the
Something
Caribbean.
exciting.
Yeah, I finally made my passport, so that's on its way. Never had a passport before, so
Mine's expired.
girl.
I know.
And I'm kind of thinking I should just move out of this country because
So
this country is bad.
they're all laughing at us.
I know.
Literally.
I know.
Oh my God.
But the
No,
food
it's about
over
to get
there-
really crazy here, I feel. Really crazy.
Don't say.
Well, I was just telling Katie this, that, you know, I was joking around with my coworker because he had brought up the whole outage that they had last week with AT&T, and I was just like, my eyes are open, so like it's not crazy to me. And so I'm like, yeah, Verizon did that last month. Like this is the new norm. Aren't you up to
It's
par?
election year.
And that's what I told him. I was like, yeah, you remember what happened last time the Chiefs and the 49ers played in the Super Bowl and the Chiefs won? And it was election year with the same candidates. Yeah.
Everything's
March
bad.
13th is coming really quick. And he was like, I can't do a round 2. And I'm like, well, it's coming.
This can't ruin my cruise. I'm telling you.
Yeah. It better not.
Because if I have to to go on a cruise, I'll cancel.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cancel.
Not again. What were
Just
you
make
saying?
sure.
I never did it, so no.
Just make sure, because, like, I don't know how long you have to cancel to get a full refund, but just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I will.
Make sure you got insurance on it.
Yeah, I already do. So I do have insurance on that. So,
But yeah, I feel like every day lately has just been something on the news or something comes out, but I'm just like, nothing shocks me anymore. But I'm like, yeah, it's an election year.
the news is a liar.
Yeah, I saw a video, I think it was today, but some guy was like, in 2020, at this time of year, I saw ads everywhere, like political ads, and it was so like, you know, and he goes, why is it so quiet this year, like this round? And I'm like, it's gonna pop off. It's coming. Like, it's almost March. Almost March. So yeah, nothing surprises me nowadays. But
I know. It's nothing surprises me anymore.
mm-mm.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if Biden wins again.
wins again.
because
Well, I do know
wins.
that.
Because
Um,
it's fraudulent. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wins again because it's all fake. It's all
Yeah.
Well, I do know right now in the state of South Carolina, Trump, I don't remember if it's Trump or Biden or Trump and Nikki Haley, but
Yeah,
Trump's winning.
Trump won, yeah.
he won.
It's gonna be Biden and Trump is what is who it's gonna be, but
Trump won Nevada, I believe, and he's like 90 something percent, and that's a blue state. So
Yeah. I mean, people are getting fed up.
California is about to win Trump too. Like
the state of Missouri today, the governor is sending the National Guard to Texas.
I know they had the last time I checked, there was 25 states involved. So I don't know. I'm sure there's more.
But yeah, so yeah, just need to be aware. Don't feed into the media and the fear.
That could be a good podcast. I think a podcast about all of this should be coming out.
Yeah, and just we should do it. Definitely, because God is in control, and no matter what happens, this is all his plan. So don't fear. Don't believe man, just hang on to Jesus because this is the end time. So we all know has to happen. So whatever happens, we'll just keep hanging.
Yeah, I say next one we do that. That would be a good one to kind of transition over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I have the perfect shirt for it.
Oh, I know. I just saw you post it.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, this has been fun to catch up and to let everyone know we're still here. We haven't gone anywhere. I got worried for a minute because just checking on my people, making sure we're still doing this. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Keep pressing on.
Yep. And West, if you're watching, we miss you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we hope your family is feeling better and you're feeling better and you can join us when you're ready.
Yes. Yes. All right, guys. Well, Jesus loves you. We love you. And we are so glad to be back. And we will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Shalom.